So, Cabinet Secretary. This is basically the most senior person in the civil service who liaises directly with the Prime Minister, with the Cabinet. They're the go-between between the apparatchiks, who are supposed to be the ones who then draw up how legislation is going to be implemented, organise the departments, the spending, the papers being written. I don't really know, I've never worked in civil service, but they're the doers, the bureaucrats. And they connect to the government who says, this is our ambition, this is the law we want to create, this is now what's going to be done, you've now got to translate this into reality. And the main bridge between the Cabinet, or the Office of the Prime Minister, and the civil service is the Cabinet Secretary, which is the head of the civil service. Now, bizarrely, Sir Chris Wormald sort of disappeared off the face of the earth. He was the, you know, the scapegoat, if you will, for the appointment of Peter Mandelson as ambassador. I can't really see why he's the scapegoat, frankly, but there you go. Off he went. I think he probably wanted to go. And then there was a sort of idea that 3 people were going to do the job. And then now it seems that Starmer has settled on Dame Antonia Romeo. A first female in a 110-year history. I don't care what genitalia she's got. I really don't. But I mean, I don't really know where to go with this one, Philip. It's one of those stories where I'm like, well, let's just see what happens. She's being called the Queen of Woke. There's been allegations that she bullied people in times past. Again, I can't really say that I care too much, but are we to be alarmed by this? Is this because they're supposed to be neutral at the end of the day? They're just simply supposed to be the government's enabler, whoever is the government.
Yeah, well, they're never neutral, are they? And I think for the last 20 or 30 years, the civil service, the blob, has been as much our enemy as anybody else. You know, I'm just looking at some of her greatest hits here.
Okay.
She spent £31,000 of taxpayers' money on transatlantic flights while commuting from New York to London, plus £100,000 on kids' schooling. She was called the Queen of Woke, and she was sending weekly emails on trans, non-binary and bi-visibility days where she was working. She is a civil service gender champion, and she was blogging about male allyship. She was massive on BLM. So it's, in a way, Alex, it's not necessarily about her. It's about, again, it's about Starmer and this choice, and it's about his tin ear. This kind of person is precisely the person we don't want. The British public do not want. The
British public don't want, but it sounds like, you know, with that rap sheet, it sounds like precisely the sort of person that Starmer and his government would want. And we might not like it because we don't like this government and what they stand for, but you know, if she loves all of that stuff as hard as she loves it, then no wonder Starmer's looked at her and gone, right, this is the woman who's going to be able to enact our policies. Look, I don't like them. I don't like their policies. They were democratically elected, okay? It happened. They're democratically elected. They're stuffing it up, in my opinion. There might be people out there thinking they're doing a grand job. We don't like, we didn't vote for them. I certainly didn't. I doubt you did either. We don't like what they stand for and what they're trying to implement, but, you know, it's their every right to do so as a democratically elected government. They can be as left-wing as they want, quite frankly. And we're the ones who then should hold them to account and democratically get rid of them. But I can see the appeal, you know. If I was Prime Minister and I was looking at the roll call of all the people who might be the Cabinet Secretary in the Civil Service and who I wanted to appoint, I'd be going for the one with, like, the giant poster of Margaret Thatcher on their wall. You know, of course I would. I'm not going to be picking old Wokatron, am I?
Yeah, but I mean, the thing is, there is no other choice in the civil service. They are all like her. You know, it's Hobson's choice. They are definitely going to get someone who's a BLM fanatic. And she's also very keen on Stonewall as well. So my concern is that she's very keen and very close to and very allied with organisations and causes which we know to be corrupt and broken and harmful, and yet it's not that she's just nodding along with it all. She is the champion. She's the gender champion. Now, Keir Starmer and his government are, I mean, well, they're fighting for survival. I mean, if he stays beyond May, he's going to stay probably until May, and then he'll probably go, and they'll use him as the excuse for the catastrophe that's going to be the May elections. But they are struggling, and this story is classic Keir Starmer. You know, he's doing it. It's going to blow up in his face. Something will come out about. I can feel it. I can feel it in my water. Something is going to come out about it, and it's going to be another catastrophe.
Yeah,
and
no,
there's going to be
actually,
another use.
I agree with you, but you know, like I said, they're a left-wing government who want to do left-wing things, and that is what they're going to do until we can somehow dispose of them democratically, or they dispose of themselves. Okay, let's take another short break, but after that, we're going to be discussing something which, I mean, it's just, we were talking about things sending a shiver down our spine earlier. Philip and I just been looking at the world and thinking, this isn't just unpleasant. This isn't just, you know, things aren't like they used to be. That sort of turn for the dark that's been spoken about for the best part of maybe 6 months, a year. Are we going to have a civil war? Are we that divided? Is the economy going to collapse? Is the government corrupt? All of these things. Yet another story that sort of, to me, sounds the bell of doom for this society.